Hello, this is Falterfire, and it's time for another video of Breach Wanderers. So this time around, I am going to be doing a challenge run with Raodan, where the idea is that although I can choose my starting deck, I can, after every fight, I must choose the monster card that is offered. I don't have to remove the cards that start in my deck, so I am not forced to cut starting cards. The only restriction is I must select monster cards. So sooner or later, my deck will be predominantly monster cards. And so I wanted to have a starting deck that was going to minimize the amount of focus that was on the starting deck cards and maximize the amount to which the monster cards that I picked up would be the stars. So to that end, we have 8 mana cards. We have Meditate, because there aren't any monster cards that provide Adept. We have Introspection, to help us draw into more monster cards. Infuse, because it seemed like a decent damage output source for early game that works well with Raodan, but that is unlikely to be the dominant strategy. And then Sundering Blast, which lets me take advantage of all these mana cards to get kills in the first couple of fights, but obviously is not a card that I will probably want to keep long term, which further helps with the whole theme. The reason I'm going with Raodan is I figure not only are there a lot of monster cards that will trigger statuses, but I also gain an additional 2 mana at the beginning of every turn and draw an extra card at the beginning of every turn that's just generally useful. And most other characters have some theme that is going to be harder to fit with the monster cards. Like, I feel if I'm using Blood Bursts from Drophis or Cannon Blasts from Salon or Tools from Inna, then, or just hidden cards from Merle, I feel like if I'm doing any of those 4, I'm not really getting the full monster experience. K'Tan was the other choice I considered, because K'Tan's passives work pretty well regardless of whether you're using his cards or you're just using monster cards. But I decided to go with the Raodan. So we're going to partially just like K'Tan's busted, and I feel like that Raodan is also insanely powerful, but taking away a lot of his frost tools does hurt. So we'll see how this goes. Doubling Spyglass is insanely powerful. We're taking it. So this is a pretty good route. This lets us hit a bunch of elites. We're going to also go after events. And so one of the notes with the way this works is I can reroll if I have a reroll, which I do, but I'm still stuck taking whatever I end up getting as my ultimate card. So I'm very limited in what I can do. I think I will fight Thornberries because I would love to pick up Lacerating Strike. That would be a good place to start, I think. Well, I should have Doubling Spyglass that, but I didn't. So obviously we are probably going to take some damage in our first fights because we don't have any defense, and we only have a handful of actually damaging cards. And you'll notice we drew both of our, because of the introspection, we drew all of our non-mana cards on our first turn. So we will blow this one up real good. That doesn't quite get us that kill, so we're going to go ahead and finish that off. And we can actually go ahead and do that again. So we are going to take some more damage here, but the later fights will get easier once we have more cards that actually do things. This is, oh right, I'm going to keep looking at the other cards because that's just going to be where my eye is drawn. But we're taking the monster card every time. Just, take a shot every time. I spend some time contemplating which card I want to take before remembering that I don't actually get a choice. So the reason that I'm doing the events, I don't actually know. I probably would be better off if I wasn't, but habit. Let's set that up. This won't quite be lethal, but it should be pretty good. It also has the advantage of getting us growth stacks, which are good. Can't remember if I even put mana shield in this deck. I did. Okay, so we've got that at least. If we draw Hardened Shell, we still have to do that. So, take a small amount of damage here, but we also get to hit back courtesy of our Hardened Shell. And we actually get a freeze. Which is, of course, the advantage to being Raodan, is that the chilling focuses will occasionally get freezes for us, even if it doesn't happen that often. Yeah. I'm not going to spend any rerolls until we get to the elites, probably. Because just I feel like the arts we will get from elites are more important. Not the arts, sorry, I'm looking over my other Discord and getting distracted. The cards that we will get from the elites, like I really want to get Icy Cure from the Frost Elemental, so that's probably where I will spend my reroll. And if not, depending on what else I've picked up, I may spend a reroll to try and pick up the other card that we get from the either Toughen or the Mighty Strike, depending on how it feels like that is going. But on the other hand, let's see what this does. Alright, so we did not get shocked from our Gambler's Focus, which was an actual gamble. Let's actually just go ahead and do this freeze, which has the advantage of ensuring that we get to do a bit of extra damage because we are Raodan. And now we just need to find any damaging card. There we go. Yeah, Conductive Bolt. We are totally fine with that being the card that we get that drops for us. I don't think we quite need to remove anything yet. We will probably remove this, we might remove the Thundering Blast after this fight, depending on whether we get the Arcane Blast or whatever it's called, or if we get the other one. So. Unfortunately, we don't really have good ways to deal with this plate. We won't have ways to deal with like the arcane leak and whatever that we're going to have applied to us. We just kind of have to bludgeon our way through this fight as best we can. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. One advantage we do have, though, is that our hits are, for the most part, pretty large hits, which means that that one stack of plated isn't going to cause us huge problems. I think now I will go ahead and get that double freeze. And we made the plates go away, which is another reason we have that. Now whatchamacallit card. That's the other reason we have Infuse, is to deal with like plated on enemies. Alright. Now we just need any hit. Infuse isn't going to get us there, but that will. Let's see. Yeah, Arcane Float. That's fine. Abyss Scepter. Pyrotic is also very good, but I feel like we have picked up a bunch of spells, so I'm fine with taking the Abyss Scepter. I think I'm going to upgrade the Introspection, because Introspection Plus is completely fair. And then we want to cut, we no longer need the Sundering Blast. Let's go. Deciding if I want to spend a freeze here. I don't think so. I think we do get vulnerable here, but it's relatively small. Take a little bit of damage from that. Boom. We would love, I think we may want to get toughened just because we could really use the healing. So that'll probably be where our whatever ends up going to. Yeah, and unfortunately we're going to have to eat damage here from this poison. And by freezing, we actually get double damage out of that. So 30. I don't love Icy Barrier. That's probably getting cut. Maybe one of these two elites will let us cut it. Do we just freeze this right off? Yeah, it seems okay. Just stop it from doing any nonsense. And now this will do a good amount of damage. So our goal is kind of to freeze ourselves on our own terms. So to that end, we are actually quite happy to have gotten... oh, right, because I Arcane Blasted it. Because I was thinking that the Arcane... we would have frozen ourselves against that shield, but I forgot that the Arcane Blast had... Right, yep, I'm fine with using that reroll because that was worth it. We'll take every third hit. I really don't think reducing rank of debuffs by 1, even though we won't otherwise have ways to do that. I don't tend to find that reducing that rank by 1 does enough to be worthwhile. Start with that. Give Arcane Weakness. Let's go ahead and go Kaboom. And then I actually think that I want to heal here because I've got an opportunity. And I think we can probably avoid taking damage here. Hopefully we can get this kill before we take damage. This will be very, very painful if I was wrong about that. Looks like I was. This is going to be very painful. You're just going to have to eat a bunch of damage. Yeah, I will reroll for toughen here, and then we will cut the Icy Barrier. I don't think it's that good. And here we go. Let's, sorry, I had clicked over. Let's, all right, because we get guaranteed crit on the first hit. Do that. Let's actually just lock down the boss for a couple turns because otherwise it applies death spores and a gross amount of shield to all of the enemies, and we just don't really want to deal with that if we don't have to. Unfortunately, this won't quite be lethal because of that healing, even though we have that curse. Let's see what that gets me. Alright. That doesn't quite get me the kills either. So if I'm not going to get a kill out of that, I think I do this. Alright. And we get more poison, but we've got both of the minions dead, which is not an awful place to be at. We will just take the turn off, eat the shrivel damage, and those death spores will not help you. And yeah, you can see that, like, if we hadn't frozen on turn 1, then that would have been a much deadlier attack. Play Arcane Weakness 1 and then go boom. And we are now slightly buried under poison. But we win, so it doesn't matter. We have to take that. Unfortunately, we didn't save any rerolls for depraved designs, which I probably should have done if I was thinking. But this is very good, but this is absurd. I think I like the Toughen Plus upgrade. I think saving the mana is probably the most valuable thing, combined with getting all of that extra healing. Because we want to be able to play that every time we draw it, basically. I might cut a Gambler's Focus. I'm a bit leery of cutting mana, although we should be getting, we have a potential of picking up some good mana cards next turn. Not next turn, next area, because we've got Burning Focus and we've got Cornered Focus. And these can be kind of risky in several fights. I will cut one. I really want a chance at Ice Shards, Frost Shards, whatever that card's called, and I really want a chance to Elemental Strike, and I don't really want either of the cards that thing drops. Although if we get Elemental Fury here, I suppose we just cut it. Fighting Silgas all the way up isn't the worst. Fighting Arcane Wisp into Silgas isn't the worst. Yeah. So we're only really sad if we get Firebolt here. That's the only card that could drop here, that probably will, because I know my luck, that would just not do anything for us. So this is another case where having the infuse is going to come in handy, because it is going to allow us to just completely destroy this thing without needing to fight through all of its evade. And there's a Burning Focus, that's fine. Where are we at on trinkets? I think we attack the Drakes. I think I would rather have the because there's two cards that you can get here, or two trinkets, and I think I would rather have the one that gives like critical and all of that. I would love to have gotten more mana, but I didn't. Let's poison, and this gets us some shield, which we may as well have. And the poison also, because we have the Abyssal Wand, is going to result in these curses coming out. Ironically, we are actually going to get decent value out of Burning Focus against the Drakes. And then I think I want to freeze that one. Should die this turn anyway. And then, yeah, we take some damage. We do now have some healing, which is nice. Should have done that first. I think we could have gotten the freeze if I had. I don't think Spyglass into Icy Cure actually would help. Pretty sure, because of... see, we just eat some damage again. I think Toughen should be here. No. Let's see if we can find Toughen. No luck. We don't have to get this kill this turn. Oh, whoops, I forgot that I had put Arcane Weakness on it. Because yeah, we did pass up the chance at a Shocking Focus here to go after the Elemental Strike. But I think I value the options that we get here more. Also, man, oh right, I just got this. I didn't forget I had it last fight. I just didn't have it yet. 1 damage off. Alright, we now have a way to get shield. Tiny Book is excellent. I might like Tiny Book more than I like Damage Scales, just because we don't need the Tough for the Mighty, because we've got Toughen. Yeah, we'll happily do that. Draw some cards. Let's actually get the guaranteed crit there. Alright, that hits both of them. Go ahead and get this healing. And then we get at least close to this kill. And the hardened shell will finish it off. Tink. Alright, another burning focus. Fine with that. Definitely can cut the other gambler's focus, I think. So this won't actually hit back off of the apply frost. But what it will do is reduce the amount of frost that we take, which is nice. And then the other note here is, actually, let's just go ahead and get that out. And then we can do this, which will trigger the arcane weakness. And we can shield up, which will also pop our, whatchamacallit, our frost. It will increase our max frost. Alright, so we now have a very, very sick Chimera, which is good for us. I'm actually very happy to see that, because it means that we can avoid worrying about those things. And yeah, the fact that we have this Abyssal Wand just stacking up all of this extra curse damage is very nice. And there we go. Unfortunately, we do have to take the Elemental Fury, which is just not very good. If we had some ways to get shocked, I would probably keep it, but we don't, which makes it very bad. Upgrades, that's pretty medium. I don't hate the Meditate Plus. I don't hate against the Odds Plus, although the fact that we don't have that much shield kind of hurts. We could also just go focus to get the extra mana. Yeah, it seems okay. And then we're definitely cutting the Elemental Fury because it is just a bit too cumbersome. So we're hoping to pick up Frost Shards here. Because Frost Shards is very good. And I like playing cards that are very good. I'm weird like that. So this is not the turn that we're scared of, it's this next turn that can cause us problems. So our goal is to kill the front, and then use this to freeze one of the others. Let's duplatome these two, I think. And then let's start by seeing what happens when we do this. Let's just freeze you for 2 turns. Just doing that so we can get the Focus Plus up. And that freezes us, which conveniently increases our max frost. And there we go. Had to throw all the damage out. Yeah, that seems okay. Although I really wish we had gotten the other card. I just kind of zoned out for a second when I said that was okay. I think we can up the damage that we take from attacks. It'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? We probably don't need Devour Ice. I think, have plenty of damage right now. I don't hate Arcane Flow just becoming more deadly. Yeah, that seems okay. All these upgrades are relatively marginal. Focus is the only one I'm super happy with. But I think we're good enough on mana now that I will just get us some more damage. Okay, so this would be another chance at... because there are several outcomes from this particular event. And one of them is... there's a chance that we get a Chimera fight in the second stage of this event, which would give us another set of whatever. But we also just have this if we get a Chimera fight, that is a full boss fight. So we get the upgrade, we get the removal, all that good stuff. So that's kind of tempting. But also, we can just go with, sorry, I'm trying to find this event. We can also just like fight this, these are Frost Gorgons, because they petrified a Silgier into ice, which would give us another chance at picking up Frost Shards, which is the card that I wanted. The fact that there are 4 variants on the second part means that I am way less interested in trying to figure out in rescue, because like there's only a 25% chance we get that, and the other 3 fights are going to give us much worse cards. So which option you choose here determines whether or not you get into the fight. The Silgier, if I duck or the Frost Gorgon. Oh no, they spotted me. What a shame. I couldn't see this coming. Bonk. Straw, and then I think we want Toughen. And we'll freeze ourselves for the turn, which will mean that they cannot freeze us when they do their thing. It will not have the firepower. Let's copy these 2. Because then we can do this. Do both of them. Oh, we can just get back to it that way. That works. Reroll token, but we don't need it. We just got the ice shards. And I still want a cornered focus, so we're going to fight more Silgiers. We don't need that. And there's Frost Shards doing its thing. Deciding if I want to copy stuff. Copying stuff doesn't seem like the worst idea. Let's copy those 2. So we'll start with that. We're just going to kill that. Get that to kill. Do some damage to both. There we go. Bonus free damage is good, actually. No luck on cornered focus. If I didn't have the Abyss Scepter, this is incredibly good with the chilling focuses. But we do have an Abyss Scepter. I don't think we need the starting growth, and I think the extra 30% spell damage, considering like all of our damage output is in spells. That all seems very nice. We do not need that Icy Cure this turn. And let's just shut this down for a couple turns. All right, that's going to heal because of that card is bugged right now. So there are our other friends. I'll just wail on you. I could work on killing these guys, but I also could just work on killing the big dragon. Unfortunately, we aren't actually going to heal at all from this because all those attacks got evaded. I do like copying, I think those 2 maybe. And then I get that kill. And the main reason to copy that was just like it lets me chew through all of that annoying evade. Let's see if we find... Nope. Okay. Trying to think what the best way to hit 0 here is. Fortunately, I couldn't quite get the freeze off here, but I should be able to get the freeze next turn. It won't matter, the thing's going to die. So yeah, so far this has been a fairly straightforward run, actually. We actually can almost use that because of the burning focuses. I'll take the extra hits on the ice shards. I will cut the... Well, I was going to say we were going to cut the gambler's focus, but we just had no luck on picking up cornered focuses. So I think I actually cut the against the odds. Who needs multiple shield cards? Let's see. So I don't love the cards that these two drop, or that these three, I guess. Oh, but they can spawn, since they're in the back half, they'll spawn alongside a Beyblade or Hatchling, which is nice. I don't necessarily care about the card that this spawns, although Mystic Shadow Blast is fine. This is the one I would much rather fight, but also we don't have ways to clean off the curse from the Corrupted Font, which can be a downside. This all seems okay. I like one of the two cards these things can drop. Let's pitch that. Fortunately, we are going to take damage. Oh, we can do that. Not that it's super important. This is kind of awkward, because we are going to have to do that. But if we didn't, then we wouldn't be able to pop that focus, which was my real goal here. I will go ahead and get that freeze off. I know we were very close to actually just naturally getting it, but I did not want to take any damage that I didn't have to take. And sure, Turn to Gunk is fine. So Turn to Gunk is currently bugged, so I have to be a little bit careful in how I use it. In that if you use Turn to Gunk on something that is upgraded, it will unupgrade it. If you use Turn to Gunk plus on something that isn't upgraded, it will upgrade it after the battle. Just because of how that ends up, how those mechanics are currently interacting. So. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. Yeah, we can copy that and sure that. So we are going to start by freezing both of these. Actually, do you want to draw? We can pitch that. But I wanted to be able to get up enough shield to block this curse that we've got. And I could Turn to Gunk here, but I don't think I really want to. I'd rather just get more damage out. And there is that AoE damage, getting that kill. Alright. You don't need that anymore. There we go. And we probably get another turn to gunk. Oh, Sludge Salvo. Okay. Yeah, we really want to get a Hungering Focus here because we just have not had good luck on rolling mana cards. Which is, like I said, the main reason I haven't got this Gambler Focus is because we didn't get the... We haven't gotten mana cards that do more than like 2 mana. Because we got these Burning Focuses, but we didn't get the ones that make more than 2 mana. So that is kind of one of our issues here. Let's see what we can find. I think that's the least valuable for this turn. Let's go and do that first because we want to be able to have a freeze off of that. And I think locking down Baelator for a couple turns the Baelator hatchling for a couple turns makes sense because that thing hits very hard. Definitely the fact that we were able to start the run with access to a couple of these very powerful items has helped a lot. And unfortunately this is going to heal back some of the damage dealt, but so one of the questions is, do we turn to gunk the Sludge Salvo? Because Sludge Salvo is a card that does give Curse 3, but is also just infinity mana. I think we just turn it to Sludge. Because that lets us get this kill here, which seems okay. Now our friend is finally unfrozen. Welcome back. And unfortunately we cannot stop it from hitting us, but it didn't hit us for much. And it is not going to have a good day. And we can heal and let it die to burn and curse. And there's a Hungering Focus. That's what we were hoping to see. I don't think we need the Vindictive Aura. I don't think we need any of this. I still don't think the Hungering Focus lets us afford to cut any. I think we got the Sludge Salvo. I'm just not a huge fan. Alright, so we're hoping to get Hunter's Focus here. In general, just assume that I am always hoping that I roll the mana, whatever the relevant mana card is, because I usually am. Do we turn the Mana Shield into a Sludge Shot? Yeah. Because that's just going to let us snipe that, which seems pretty okay. Just not have to deal with its nonsense. Right, so we're taking hit from one of them. The other one is dead. We are once again going to do this thing where we heal and then let it die to its status effects. Its debuffs. Start by becoming more powerful. Yeah, I think I would rather turn this Gambler's Focus. And we get extra damage against this because it's frozen, but I do want to get, just for funsies, a curse set up on our other friend. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get... Well, we still have that arcane proc that we could find that would let us deal damage in. I don't really want to freeze this guy, because if we do, then it'll be hidden for next turn as well. Interesting. So it's every instance of, I thought that frail was supposed to be per card, but I guess it is per instance. Or that's a bug, one of the two. I think we just freeze once. We just hope to find our arcane. There we go. Hello, yes, I refuse to believe that that's a 50-50 chance that this thing evades. There's just still no way. I do not believe it. Nice hidden you got there, dummy. I mean, who needs shield anyway? But are we really struggling with mana? Because this is only useful if we actually care about the mana. And if we pick up Mystic Shadow Blast, we'll be kind of happy we have it. Let's pitch that. I think I am fine with using this here. This isn't the most valuable use of it, but this lets me set up freeze, so then I can turbo freeze. And I do like getting out all of that, because that gives us a few turns to do some light bullying, which is helpful because this thing starts just spawning a bunch of annoying jerks once it gets the chance. Let's turn Mana Shield to gunk. I should be saving, I should have lined up the timing on this to get hidden, but I wasn't thinking. Sure, this adds more frost, and it is technically a net. Because of the frail on it, it was technically a net damage. So, that, and that. And I would think that should be hidden, should be critical, but I guess I miscounted. Alright, so our friend finally got unfrozen just in time to die. And there's Mystic Shadow Blast, which I think I upgrade, because I love me some Mystic Shadow Blasting. In the words of very, very popular X-Men character, Cannonball, I'm nigh invulnerable while I'm blasted. I just make a bunch of copies of stuff. Just do a bunch of damage. Let's get that kill. Just short of getting the frontline kill. Start with that. I don't know why I bothered playing the last thing there. That didn't actually do anything for me. Alright, getting closer. We will re-roll, take the Morbid in, because that is a way better card. We do technically apply poison. Let's see what we find. Pitch that. I don't think we're actually going to end up needing it. oddly enough. Let's get hidden, just for fun. Even though we're going to leave hidden immediately. Let me just freeze that jerk. Just one less problem to deal with. Unfortunately, there's no way to get to this Mystic Shadow Blast this turn, which is a shame. So there's no way for us to be nigh invulnerable. But whatever, we will take some damage here, but not below our recovery threshold, which is nice. And then we can freeze this one, so that at least we are only taking a relatively small amount of total damage there. So let's see if we copy these, we can get kills. We're actually going to go down below our recovery threshold here. First time in a while that has happened. But we're already back up to almost full health, so not really a huge loss. Pitch that. Well, yes, I would like to Mystic Shadow Blast. That does sound like fun. And then trying to figure out if there's anything I can copy besides the ice shards, because I really want to copy the ice shards, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I can't. I won't have ruined my inventory. I can't. I have enough mana to play a 2-mana card plus ice shards, but yeah, I think I still want to copy ice shards because it lets me freeze both of these jerks. And then focus entirely on the Baelator hatchling. Not gonna quite get this kill, but Mystic Shadow Blast. Get blasted, dummy. This is an attack that scales based on something, I don't know what. I think it's debuffs on me, but that's why the Shadowbone Elemental did no damage there. Because it is very dumb and not smart. I apparently made a vice because I was able to devour it. Ravenous Intent, we take those. I mean, yes, I know we take all of the monster cards, but listen, that's way better than that. We can rest. We can cut. I think the Gambler's Focus can finally go. We can cut. I don't really want... the Devour Ice is super awkward because of that bug. I think aside from that, I just kind of want more max health. Sure, temporary buffs are fine. I don't think the max health will end up mattering, but, you know, better safe than sorry. We would not get another item if I had gone for the bottom option there. So one of the awkward things, of course, about this friendo is the purity stacks, but fortunately, because of our Abyssal Wand, we have ways to deal with that. Let's see what I find here. All right. So I can toughen. Oh, I was already tough. I was thinking I was going to reduce the damage there. So instead of doubling the freeze, I'm just going to double. And the reason that I wanted to get, I wanted to spend a freeze on that turn is because I happen to know that this friendo applies 3 curse on the first turn, and I didn't want to be dealing with that for the rest of the fight. Let's draw some cards. Let's draw some more cards. We can get hidden, sure. That seems like an okay way to be. I could use the turn to gunk, but that doesn't seem like the best thing to do. So we get to evade those hits, which is nice. Unfortunately, yeah, the downside to playing Introspection is that then your next turn is nothing but mana. But we have 30 curse on the Baelator, which seems pretty okay. We may just want to stay hidden here. But we can freeze, so we don't need to. I actually kind of want to just get this double Morbid End going. I'm not sure that's actually the smartest thing to do here, but it's what I'm going to do because it makes me laugh. Alright, so we now have 3 curse, and the Baelator has 61 curse. I wonder which one of us is more likely to survive. Okay, well, it was us. Surprise! Alright, so that was a pretty fun run. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see y'all next time. Bye.